You're listening to The Brett Davern Show, featuring Katie LeClaire on IW Radio.
All right. Back on the show. Oh my gosh, I'm excited, Katie. Okay.
They're already
Joining
clapping.
us, the audience is going crazy. Joining us in studio this morning, Lea Thompson and Deutch. Madelyn?
You know, whatever floats your boat.
Okay, sure. I'll go with Maddie. We'll pretend like we're old friends.
I love it. We basically are by osmosis because me and Katie have known each other for like years now.
Forever.
6 years? 7?
It's like a really long time.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
We run the Katie LeClaire fan club.
Oh, for sure.
You do? You guys are the ones?
Yes.
Yes. It's
Okay,
us.
well then I got a bone to pick with you because I've been sending in handwritten letters asking for signed headshots for years now, getting nothing back.
They're
Well,
busy.
I'm getting good at plagiarizing or being able to like copy her.
My brain is exploding. My real daughter and my TV daughter, like,
I know.
next to each other.
I always thought if they were in the same room together, a black hole would develop and we'd all be
know.
swallowed
Yes.
in it.
That's a really good joke. Wait, that's actually really funny.
Thank you.
That was hilarious.
That's why my name's on the door.
Why is no one laughing?
Because we can't hear the audience, they can just hear us.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
So the movie is The Year of Spectacular Men. It's on iTunes now. Maddie, you co-wrote this thing.
I wrote it.
She
wrote
totally
Wrote it.
I
Oh, well,
wrote
you
it.
better get on Wikipedia then, because it just says
Does it say
co-wrote the
co-
screenplay.
No way.
So
That's actually really upsetting.
we're going
I
to
gotta-
need to click the edit button on there.
I
She
gotta
also
call some
wrote the
people.
music. She wrote 5 songs
That's
and
what
the score.
That's what I was going to get to. Yeah, and composed it as well. And then Lea, you directed it.
Yes.
And it also stars your other daughter and your sister, Zoe Deutch.
Yeah.
So a real family affair there.
Yes.
The Year of Spectacular Men. But before we get into all that, Maddie, you'll have to excuse me. I have a few questions for your mom.
Yeah, no.
Because
I want you to ask.
I mean, lifelong fan, big time fan, huge fan of all of your work, and I just have questions. So we're going to get into it, but first of all,
Yeah.
I have questions. Like about, little movies like Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm.
So my first question about that would be, what... Oh my God, I don't even know where to begin, Katie. I don't know where to begin. I don't know where to
Did the
begin.
hoverboards actually work? No.
They didn't.
No.
No, but now we have hoverboards.
Is Michael Fox older than me? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My
But
son
you
is
played
older
his
than me.
mom.
Yes.
Mhm.
Wait,
Yes.
he is?
Yes.
I think the thing for me is like I've read his book.
Mm-hmm.
I know how his whole story of how he came to be in the movie and all that stuff, but I don't really know your story with it. How did you get involved with the project?
Actually, I was making a movie called The Wildlife at
Mm-hmm.
Universal with Eric Stoltz, and they were looking at Eric Stoltz
Right.
on the cam while they were editing the movie, and they were like, "Who's that girl?" So we both auditioned, and we both got the part.
Wow.
And then they fired Eric Stoltz.
Yeah. He shot for like 5 weeks though, right?
Six weeks. Yeah, and you know what? You
Not
know what
good.
is really annoying? They used some of our close-ups from when we were acting with him, and then they put Michael in later.
Wait,
which
what?
doesn't
In the final
seem
cut of the
in the
movie?
final cut of the movie, and that was they were such different actors. It really wasn't very fair.
It's funny
sad.
that
Yeah.
it's like you can tell when you watch the movie, when a shot's on you, you're like that's Eric's shoulder, not
Not kind of.
Is it
But
kinda
not
like that?
really? Yeah, I mean, I certainly don't spend a lot of time dissecting it, but there's a whole
Gather round, kids. We're
was
gonna
gonna
figure
say-
out whether it's Eric's or Michael's
Yeah, but-
shoulder.
You'll
Who's
get
got the popcorn?
You'll get a cookie if you pick the right one.
I've got to tell you, if we set that up and film it, that would go viral, though. I'm telling you. Well, do you remember the first time you read the script, though? Like, because it's just such a great story.
I
and-
remember it was really great, and it's super demented part, like which I really appreciated.
Yeah.
It was like being in love with your own son was really, really demented.
Totally.
Yeah.
It had to be interesting, though, also for you as an actor, getting to read the script and getting to realize that you get to play this character at so many different stages of the
Yeah.
character's life, and then going forward in the trilogy, all the different characters that you got to play.
I know, it was a great part, and I feel so grateful to be known for having a great part. Like, I
Yeah.
could have been like girl number 7 in Nightmare on Elm Street or something, you
Yeah.
know, like.
Yeah.
But to be known for such a great acting part,
Yeah.
it's really been beneficial for my career.
Yeah, totally.
We were wondering if the To Be Continued was planned all along.
No,
Okay.
they just added that at the very end. They didn't have sequel deals for us.
Right,
It didn't occur to them.
So was it something where, like, after principal filming and all that, they just kind of were putting the movie together, thought, this is going to be huge, let's go pick up a scene to point to a sequel?
No, they always shot that scene
Okay.
that way, but they weren't thinking about a sequel. It was just like a funny ending that it flew away and there was Mr. Fusion. And
that's funny.
if they would have known that, they never would have put Jennifer in the car. That was
Because they had
Oh.
to deal with
They had
her.
to deal with putting, what to do with Jennifer. They like stuff her on a porch
Oh, that's
for the
right.
whole Back to the Future.
She's just laying on a porch.
Laying on a porch.
Oh, that's
Wait,
right.
did-
It's a
did Boston-
disaster.
did-
Honestly,
that's
a disaster.
funny.
Plus, you can't even fit 3 people in a DeLorean.
No.
Wait,
She's
did
sitting on the
Bob
flux
Zemeckis
capacitor.
Say that to you?
Oh, yeah,
Then he was like, "Oh, we screwed ourselves."
Oh, they were
putting her in the
totally.
car.
That was the whole
Oh my
problem
God.
with trying to figure out Back to the Future 2.
Oh, that's
what to do with
funny.
Jennifer because they did not want her around
She's
the
just
whole
sleeping
time.
on the porch.
Yeah.
But also, it's a different actress.
It's a different actress too.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
It's Elizabeth.
It's Elizabeth Shue.
In the
Oh,
second
right.
one.
Right. That's
It's
funny.
honestly
With a
savage.
really bad
We're gonna
wig.
hire a new actress and also give her nothing to do.
Exactly.
It's so savage.
Maddie, do you remember the first time you saw Back to the Future?
I don't remember the first time, but I do. It's people always ask me and my sister, like, have you seen all your parents' movies? And it's like such a strange question because it's like, no, of course not. Like, we didn't sit around,
Right.
gather around, kids. We're gonna do trivia after. So it's like there's a lot of their movies that I haven't seen, but
Something to look forward to, honey.
all right, but definitely Back to the Future. It's just one of those movies like Jaws or Goodfellas where it's like once it's on you can
totally.
Can't look away.
Totally.
You cannot turn it off. Like I was in a really bad mood recently and I was like, I'm gonna maybe watch Back to the Future like a weirdo. Watched it all the way through and I was like, oh my God, I feel so much better. Like it's just it's such a perfect film.
I said that in the first segments before you guys got here that to me it's a perfect movie. It's entertaining. It's like a fun summer movie that you can eat popcorn during, but it has real moments and it's really connected in ways and layered and all those things. I just love it.
Are you used to people gushing every
Yeah,
time they
I was
meet you
gonna
for the
say,
first time?
Oh, it's really nice. I mean, I've signed so many pictures.
Let me ask you, so I do this thing on the show where, because, Katie and I are both actors. We've done interviews before. We have people in here who've done a million interviews. And I don't always want to just do the, how was it to work with so-and-so? Because it's just, that gets asked all the time. So I ask it in my own way, which is I just ask people what their co-stars smell like. So you've worked with
an
a
amazing
lot
question.
of people and a lot of, leading men over the years. So we'll just go down a list and just off the top of your head, you can just tell me what they smell like. Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Okay. I have a terrible memory.
That's why she's making that face at you, not because it's not an amazing, groundbreaking question.
It is a groundbreaking question.
Well,
groundbreaking journalism.
Let's start at the beginning. Tom Cruise.
Sports?
Mm-hmm. See, there we go. Swayze.
Cologne?
Charlie Sheen.
Booze?
Michael J. Fox.
Money?
Howard the Duck.
Deep answers.
Latex?
There you go. That's all I had, actually. I don't know.
Okay.
You, by the way, gave
Nailed it.
perfect answers to
Nailed
those.
it.
Those were written.
That was
I didn't
great.
feel like you came up with them on the fly.
Oh my God.
man.
I did an awards show last night. I did the Saturn Awards last night. And I was so weirdly starstruck and freaked out. I didn't know what to say.
By who?
Got up there. There were so many fantastic directors there. It's like you've done the
Oh, yeah. It's my
And
favorite award show in the town.
I know, and I just totally
The
blew
town.
it.
The town. In the
I
town.
totally blew it. I was just standing up there and so anyway, I feel good about answering those questions.
Leah's
Yeah.
perception of what is though is not that. You'll get a
bad.
call tomorrow from someone who will be like, she's the most charming, perfect angel noodle puff creature on the planet of the earth.
If there's anyone who's an angel noodle puff, it's Leah
Leah.
Thompson.
Oh, an angel noodle puff!
That's you. You're an angel.
Slash bitch goddess of love.
You guys, I'm also having a really hard time because Switched at Birth is long over, but you both still have the same hair color, and I'm her real daughter. And I feel weird AF about this.
I know, and we have our hair parted on the same side.
A little
or something.
swoop in.
I know.
A little
Oh, yeah.
swoop.
I
It's
know.
Well, my question about Switched at Birth is we get a lot of people in here who were on Switched at Birth, and Katie, our lovely producer, Katie Leclerc over here, everyone knows she's the sweetest person in the world and so nice and easy to work with and all these things.
100%.
Lies.
But I've got this sneaking suspicion that there's got to be at least one story on the set of Switched at Birth where she went crazy and had a diva moment. I mean, Lea, come on. Can you fill us in on any moment where Katie dropped this whole nice person routine?
I can only remember like there were maybe one or two directors that rubbed it the wrong way.
See, I knew I'd get it eventually, Katie.
Oh, you're giving real answers.
What happened? What happened?
Well, I'm sure the director deserved it.
Okay.
But she, and she's a strong woman.
Sure.
I mean, she's not, just like me. There's a bitch goddess of love inside of her. She knows her character, and there was a lot of things that we had to fiercely defend on that show. And Katie was stuck with a lot of defending the sign language and the way that was presented. And
So good on
and
that
she
show,
was
Katie.
so fierce and loved the character and the story we were trying to tell, that she would stand up for that. And that's not that's not unpleasant. That's professional.
Absolutely.
That's standing up for what you believe in, and I respect you for that.
Yeah,
because it was a hard thing. Directors would come in and be like, we don't care about this person being able to see your lips, because you're supposed to be reading lips. We want you to walk over here. And she'd be like, no, it has to be this way.
Right.
So it was for the good of the project.
Oh, yeah. No, that's much different than demanding, like, room temp water and then throwing your
there was
bottle
none
out
of
at
that.
PA.
It was a joyous
I
experience.
know there was
that way.
none of that. It's all a
There
big...
really was none of that.
I feel like that kind of continuity is what made the show, like, people love the show, is because I feel like they could feel that attention to detail. Like how Lizzie Weiss was, like,
She's very detailed.
particular about the show.
And Katie knew there were a lot of people watching.
Yeah.
They were watching us, how we represented this minority.
Sure.
And how if we did it badly, they'd be mad. And that was our base, and we wanted to be respectful. And that was important.
Oh, definitely.
And she knew about it because she knows sign language.
Yeah.
I did it. I was crappy at it.
Let's move on to the movie, though, that you guys are here to talk about. The Year of Spectacular Men. Also has an actor in it that I know what he smells like, Nicholas Braun. Him and I did Stanford Prison Experiment together.
daisies.
He's a great dude, good guy. Talk to me about the writing process, Maddie.
You're so good in that.
Oh, thanks.
I was
Thanks.
just watching that recently.
Yeah. I have a crazy wig and facial hair and
No, you're so
You really
good in
are.
20
it.
extra pounds. Thank you.
No, because I'm friends with like every single other actor in that except
There's
for you.
only like there's only like 30 actors in that.
There's
whole
only,
thing,
like,
but
every young actor in
young
Hollywood,
dude
yeah.
ever. Yeah. But talk to me about your writing process for The Year of Spectacular Men. I mean, how did you start? What was the process? I mean, how long was this process to get this thing made?
From the time I started writing the movie to now has been 4.5 years.
Oh, wow.
So I'm old now and slightly on my deathbed. No, I'm kidding. The writing process was just like literally stabbing in the dark. I mean, like when I hear writers be like, and then I outlined, and then the sun came out from behind two clouds. Like, I'm like, what are you like? Writing is so messy. To me, I came up with the framework for like the movie is about this girl who gets out of college and she dates 5 guys in the course of a year. So that was the framework for the script. It was like 5 guys, 1 year, 4 seasons. I liked how clean that was. And then from there, I just kind of built it in. But I did a lot of things that were very, very, very rude as a first-time screenwriter. Like, the draft we went into production with was like 115 pages, which is just irresponsible. You know what I mean? Things like that. It's just obnoxious.
Yeah. Things you would change for next time.
100%. I mean,
Well,
like,
but also there were 4 different major cities that we had to shoot it in 4 seasons. So for an independent film with
I already said 4 seasons, Mom. God.
Now.
All right.
Good morning.
You are now going to be forced to watch all 4 seasons of Caroline in the City.
I love Caroline in the City.
I do too.
It's the best show ever. And you know what? The only thing I can get my hands on for Caroline in the City are these like bootleg DVDs that my mom gave me, and the episodes are out of order.
Right.
So it's not ideal.
I had to leave off all my Caroline in the City questions, actually, just because so that we can have time to talk about anything else. Yeah.
You can watch Caroline in the City on CBS All Access, though. Apparently, I'm pretty excited about that.
I know what I'm doing this weekend.
Yeah, no kidding.
Really funny.
I love the show.
But Maddie wrote this script, and like usually people say, "Oh, I'm going to write a script," and then it just doesn't happen.
Sure.
And she wrote this really great script, and it was very, a different kind of thing than I had ever kind of seen before, and it was a really honest. She's got a very honest sense of humor.
Yes,
she was very honest about what happened with her. So it was and funny, and so it was really exciting for me when she said I could direct it, because I had never directed.
That's what I was going to ask. So the idea wasn't always that you would direct it. You came on after you saw the script, or when did you get involved in the process of being actually involved with the project?
I think it kind of evolved like that, because I think it's really important for people for women especially, to team up. I think a lot of times we think we can just do everything by ourselves. So when Maddie and I became a team, it became possible to push this kind of impossible thing up the hill together.
Yeah.
And we've held each other on each other's backs at bad times.
Yeah.
And then Zoe came on too, and she's like a really amazing producer. She helped us get Nick Braun and
Cameron Monaghan,
and
like all the designer clothes in the movie, like Zoe pulled, like she had designers on the phone.
And she helped us get the right photographer for the poster, and things like that were really important.
Right.
So it was really a great opportunity for us to all learn from each other.
Well, and what was it for like for you, Lea? Because it's your directing debut,
as a feature director.
as a feature film, directing
I directed
a feature.
Katie a bunch of times.
Right. So I mean, what's that like for you though? Having a feature to put together as opposed to like a TV show, like
it's completely different because you have to start from scratch, and when you're directing a TV show, there's like everybody,
It's
you
sort
have
of
to
built
really
in already.
Screw up,
right?
Because there's a machine, people are there to catch you, and and there's like already costumes and also there's already money to make it, and there's already a place to put it when it's done, which is really important. So that's really hard, getting the money, getting it released in this crazy world right now where people don't go to the theater unless there's like a million special effects.
This is my don't get me started. This is my thing.
It's really hard.
It's also requires, I think, such a giant machine if you're going to release something in theaters, which is like something I don't think people quite understand. Like people were like, well, it's going to be in theaters, I'll just go whenever, and I'm like, no, you have like 48 hours to see it while it's in theaters, because that's just the nature.
Well, the model for everything has changed. I mean, I'm sure Back to the Future was in theaters for maybe over a year or more.
But that also had like one of the longest running.
It was the longest number one movie ever.
But that's what they used to do, is just leave it in there as long as it was popular. I mean, now even the popular movies, even the big Avenger movies, they're not really in theaters that long. They're only a couple weeks.
It's an interesting thing, but
the whole model's changed.
The whole model's changed, and we also. It's also really a unique experience because we get to make a movie that people don't usually make.
Right.
I mean, a movie about a young woman, written by a young woman.
Yeah.
All the parts that I've done have been written by men when I was a young lady. And, you were lucky to have a part, Katie, that was written by a woman.
Yeah.
Because I was always just trying to be the perfect girl. So, that was an interesting thing, approaching this thing, because Maddie didn't write the perfect girl. She wrote something honest.
The best part about it is the people have flaws, and there's, growth in the film, and it's beautiful. It's so great. Like,
Thank you.
Honestly, truly.
Thank you.
You say it's a messy process, but you made something incredibly
Well, everybody
gorgeous.
get on
Thank
iTunes
you.
right now and purchase
Amazon.
it, download it, Amazon, check it out, watch it, support movies and films like this, because
Real
I mean,
films.
you guys, if you listen to the show, you hear me saying it all the time. Like those Avengers and Star Wars and all that, like they've got their place, but it kind of goes back to the future. It's like I was saying before you guys got in here. Like I don't know if that movie, I mean, it might get made today, but it definitely wouldn't be the same, and it would have too much CGI, and it would be, it wouldn't have those human moments. And these kinds of movies, like The Year of Spectacular Men, and like these other movies like that, like the character development, the That's where the good stuff is. And we got to keep supporting movies like that because, I mean, it's funny because those are the kinds of movies that are always nominated for all the awards, but they're not the movies that are in theaters and that people can go see.
Well, they're given
so
such a hard road, too, and I feel like the
weird.
general public only sees the end of it after, like Moonlight, for example, wasn't the budget for Moonlight like $2 million or something? But the general public only sees it after somebody has decided, let's pour $100 million into an awards campaign and like getting it to this point. But there's so many checkpoints along the way. And it takes a lot, but we're
super proud and
we're
super happy.
We're glad we
Thank
made
you.
it here.
Thank you. You were there for a lot of that journey.
Oh my God, Katie.
When are you going to make that movie?
Poor Katie.
The last
No, I'm happy to see the end result of it, honestly. Like,
the last thing to do with you guys here, I have 2 note cards. We do this with all of our guests. There are 1 in each hand. I thought that I had lost them for a second.
oh no.
So over here, like, frantically searching. Last thing to do with you here. So, 2 note cards, 1 in each hand. They each contain a different line of questioning. This is our little Inside the Actor Studio morning show edition. Sort of final segment thing here. I'm going to put them behind my back. You guys tell me right hand or left hand, and that determines which line of questioning I go with this morning.
Leah.
Right hand.
The orange card, this or that. Oh, okay. This is a good one.
All right.
This is rapid fire. And, 2 people. Okay, so I just give you a thing, this or that, and then you just tell me which you prefer. And if you say it at the same time and they're different, that might be fun. Or if they're the same, that might be fun too. Well, who knows?
Okay.
We'll see what happens. All right. Clear your minds. Rapid fire. First thing that comes to your head. Here we go. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Salty or sweet?
Salty.
Beach house or mountain cabin?
Beach house.
Has it been the same every time so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Hugger or handshaker?
Hugger.
Hug.
Pancakes or French toast or waffles?
Pancakes.
Thanksgiving or the 4th of July?
Thanksgiving.
Suit or sweatpants?
Sweatpants.
Pearl Jam or Nirvana?
Oh my God, Nirvana.
Pearl Jam.
Mom, don't say Pearl Jam. Mom, no. Mom, take it back. Leah,
Okay,
take it back.
Nirvana.
Thank you.
All right. Do you keep real butter in the cupboard, in the fridge, or just leave it out on the counter on
Counter.
a dish?
Counter.
Oh my God, Katie.
Did you just swoon so hard?
She said Pearl Jam and leave your butter on the counter. It was meant to be.
I love how specific that question is.
We got in
Specificity.
a real big argument over it.
Where
on
do
the
you
show.
put your butter,
In
Katie
the
LeClaire?
fridge, because I'm a sane person.
Ugh, no way.
But butter doesn't go bad.
That's right.
It's already...
Yeah, it's salted. It's preserved. Don't worry about it.
Pasteurized, it's salted, it's fine.
especially in
whatever.
And
America,
it's gotta be like
it'll live
smushy
for
on your
years.
bread.
Yeah, totally.
Your broad? Smooshy on your broad. Okay.
That sounds like a name of a punk band.
Yeah.
Smushy on the broad. Hey, what's up, Cincinnati?
We're smushy on the bread.
Wait, speaking of bands, your band, Maddie, which I've written down the name, but I'm not sure how to pronounce it, and I'm afraid I might get in trouble.
Bleach. We had a long day in the
Bleach.
studio.
Okay.
Yeah, we decided to name our band something that no one could figure out.
BLEITCH.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I have many musical projects, and the names vary from insane, like Bleach, to just completely asinine. Like my new one is called My Friend. I can't
I
come
love
up with
that.
a band name
I
to
love it.
save my
She just
life.
released a song. Are you releasing a
We're
song?
gonna.
releasing a song.
We're gonna.
Well, there's a list on Spotify, right, for the movie?
Yeah.
No, that's
No?
a fan-made one.
Oh, okay.
We're releasing the real one soon.
Oh.
Very soon.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then forget what I
I
just
got
said.
that information from Maddie's Instagram, so
I know.
sorry for
No,
the
I love you.
Forget.
incorrect info.
No. Yeah, there is one on Spotify, but it's not the one. The real one is like going to be 10 songs, like a proper soundtrack. And the one that's on there right now that's fan made is like 900 songs, and I'm like, I
Oh, that's
wish I had
funny.
had the money to put 900 songs in there.
Hey, but on the bright side, there's a fan out there supporting and making
Oh
stuff
no,
for
it's
you.
so
So that's
sweet. It's
pretty
so
awesome.
sweet. I mean, the tweets that I've been getting from like young girls that have watched the movie, because not everyone's going to be a fan ever, and people are always going to have criticism. But like the thing that's most important to me is that young girls who see the movie feel like they can relate to it, and I've been getting a lot of really amazing feedback.
Me too.
That's great. That's great. 2 more of these silly things. Pajamas are all natural.
Pajamas.
And do you prefer real Christmas trees or fake Christmas trees?
Real.
Yeah. By the way, you got all those questions right.
Did we
Both of
answer
you.
all exactly the same except for
for
Pearl
Pearl
Jam?
Jam.
What's wrong with
Except
you?
for Pearl Jam and Nirvana.
How
I mean, I
dare
can
you.
have an opinion.
No, you don't.
No, okay.
This is the problem with working with your daughter. The answer is no.
The very last thing before we let you guys go, which I forgot to ask Leah, is I saw a rumor or something on Twitter, or you tweeted something about a possible Back to the Future 4. Is that a joke? Is that somebody
No.
just mentioned it?
No, it's
What's-
just one of those things that happens every year.
Okay.
No, I mean, not that I know of, and I don't know if they would ask me, but they're trying to do a musical.
What do you mean you don't know if they would ask you? Of course they would ask you.
What would I do?
Depends on what they'd be trying to do.
Yeah,
it's riot.
But
It's
Bob
what's-
Zemeckis is like, it's...
Yeah, he owns he owns the rights, and he says it won't happen till he's dead,
Okay.
because then they
He's
can have the
smart.
rights.
Well, because
like-
I've got a script on my laptop.
Really?
I'll
Yes.
slip it to you
wrote a
if you
spec?
want. Oh, I wrote a spec, yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you actually write a Back to the Future
No,
spec?
no.
Oh my God,
He's got
that's
fanfic, though.
No.
That's brave. Oh, you do?
No, I don't have any of that. Stop it, Katie.
Katie.
No, I don't. I was completely kidding.
She's such a misfit. Look at her. She's quiet in the corner, but
Yes.
slowly dropping
Oh,
hints.
believe me, I deal with it every day. All
Love
right.
Katie.